They are the Final Four in the inaugural PBA League Elias Cup Finals. 4 teams made up of the world's best bowlers, with each team owned by some of the biggest names in sports and entertainment. NFL superstar Terrell Owens and his Dallas Strikers, actor Jesse Williams and the Brooklyn Styles, Super Bowl champ Jerome Bettis and the Motown Muscle, and the #1 seed, the New York City WTT KingPins, owned by tennis legend Billie Jean King. Those 4 teams square off today here in Indianapolis and Woodland Bowl for the chance to make history. Which team and which owner will be the first to capture the coveted PBA Elias Cup? Find out next. From historic Woodland Bowl in Indianapolis, welcome to the Elias Cup, the championship matches of the inaugural PBA League season. The opening match in our stepladder final pits the 4th-seeded Dallas Strikers against the Brooklyn Styles, the winner to bowl the Motown Muscle, as the top-seeded KingPins await their challenger in what will be a 2-game total pinfall championship match. Glad you could join us for this championship action, everybody. I'm Lon McCarron with PBA Hall of Famer Randy Peterson. Back in January, we started with 8 PBA League teams. Now just 4 have a chance to win the Elias Cup. Randy, in your mind, what are the critical factors towards one of our teams eventually hoisting that cup later today?
Well, there's several things, Lon. First, each team is going to try to break the oil pattern down in practice to favor each team, and they'll set their lineups accordingly. Each team must take advantage of the 2 shots each player gets during the match. Remember, it's a Baker-style format. Also, each team has to choose their anchor bowler wisely. It's imperative that the strength of the team finishes the 10th frame. And last but certainly not least, the top seed KingPins, well, they'll try to continue to ride the wave of emotion and momentum of franchise player PDW, Pete Weber, coming off of his historic TOC win last week.
The other member of our broadcast team is Kimberly Pressler. Earlier, she had a chance to talk with one of our team owners.
I'm with Dallas Strikers owner Terrell Owens. Now, you have been very involved with not just your team, but the PBA League in general. So what does this mean to you to be an owner and part of this?
Well, it's a complete honor, #1, and just to be around the guys and obviously to be involved, as you said, has been tremendous just for the sport itself. Definitely getting another demographic of people involved with the sport, obviously with myself and with the likes of Billie Jean King, Chris Paul, and Jerome Bettis and all the other guys involved. So I'm very fortunate and happy to be a part of it.
Now, you are actually a pretty good bowler. I've seen him bowl. You did the CP3 event, but how much has your game improved since you've been hanging out with these guys?
It's improved a lot, to the point that I feel like at some point I may try to consider, in a tournament or so, but I've been working with a coach. He saw me at the Chris Paul event, Mark Baker. So I've had a few sessions with him, and my pinfall has increased. I will say that. Obviously, we've changed some of the techniques and the approaches as I'm bowling, so it's been working out pretty well.
So I got to ask, do you think your team's going to take it today?
Well, that's why we're here. So, I mean, we're not here to lose, and so I'm going to go get these guys fired up in the back.
Perfect. Well, good luck to your team today.
Thank you so much.
All right, all you regional bowlers, be forewarned about Terrell Owens getting out there. Randy, explain the Baker format.
Well, 5 bowlers per team. Each player will roll 2 frames, and the teams will switch lanes after 5 frames, and it's a combined 10-frame score.
Brooklyn Styles will go first, the 3rd-seeded team. Taking on the Dallas Strikers. Here's the roster for the Styles. Walter Ray Williams Jr. leading things off, followed by recent winner Jason Sterner, Ryan Simonelli, Ryan Schaefer, and the franchise player Sean Rash in the anchor position. And there is the Elias Cup trophy up for grabs today. It will be awarded. Walter Ray. A little high, but got the mix. That's me.
It's always good to have a guy on your team that carries extra horseshoes.
Oh, boy. Woo. Terrell Owens, the Dallas Strikers team owner, just an incredible athlete. The former wide receiver played for 15 years in the NFL, a 6-time Pro Bowl selection, and the only player in NFL history to have scored at least 2 touchdowns against every team in the league. His Dallas Strikers, the oldest team in the PBA League. Average age almost 40 years old. Brian Smith will lead it off, followed by Amleto Monticelli, Rhino Page, Mike Machuga, and Norm Duke. Got lucky not to leave the bucket.
Brian Smith, a former major championship winner, captured the USBC Masters.
Smith trying to clean up. Oh, I think he missed one. He did indeed. An open frame for the Strikers from Brian Smith.
Brian's a good spare shooter. Very unusual that he would miss a spare in the opening frame.
Up now for the Styles. Jason Sterner, recent winner, just missed a televised 300 game against West Malott. Ten-pin.
Yeah, what a performance that was. 299 left a 10-pin.
The event was the PBA Don Carter Classic, and even though it was just the second appearance in a televised final for the 29-year-old Sterner, he looked every part. The seasoned pro coming oh so close to getting that perfect game, but as Randy said, the 10-pin would not cooperate. Still a very impressive performance to get that first title.
That's what I was worried about.
Spare after the strike from Walter Ray.
It's the same thing I felt earlier.
So here are the standings as we come in. New York City's team 45 points leads, followed by Motown Muscle, Styles, Dallas Strikers with 28 points, the fourth seeded. And the winner today in this stepladder format will take the Elias Cup. Amleto Monticelli,
The ageless one.
from Venezuela, 51 years old, the only international member of the PBA Hall of Fame. Nice ball. As he backs up Brian Smith, who left an open frame, Monticelli comes up with a strike. And some of the Indianapolis Colts cheerleaders helping us out, each assigned to one of our PBA League teams.
Amleto had some hip issues going on prior to coming into today's telecast. He had it worked on yesterday, feeling much better now.
Now Ryan Simonelli from Cheektowaga, New York, won PBA title. Runner-up to good friend and franchise player Sean Rash in the Tournament of Champions last season. Working on a spare. Oh! He parted the waters, Randy.
That was nasty. Looked like he took a can opener to the rack and just blew this pocket apart here. Watch this pin action. Head pin goes to the sidewall for the messenger on the 7. A couple of pins into the 10 pin.
And what we didn't see is 3 pins on the next lane over fell down as well.
Yeah, they have to add a couple more pins to the left lane.
Here's Rhino Page from Dade City, Florida. #1 pick overall in the draft. 7'10".
Rhino Page's left wrist is a mess. He actually went and saw a wrist specialist in Claremont, Florida. He's got tendon and ligament damage.
He showed it to us yesterday. It didn't look like a human wrist. There were extra bumps.
Yeah, it looks awful. Kind of looks like you in the morning.
Page cleans up. 9 spare after the strike from Monticelli. First time through for these teams. After the 5th frame, they will then swap lanes. Here is Ryan Schaefer, Horsehead, New York. Schaefer 4 PBA titles. Last one came in 2003. Styles up by 11.
Here it comes.
More chance! A weak messenger.
Not enough oomph to roll the 10 pin.
So Schaefer will try to clean up his team in the lead in the early going of the Elias Cup Championship Finals of the PBA League. 2 strikes, 2 spares so far for the Styles. Mixed bag for the strikers. Got an open frame, a strike, and a spare. Mike Machuga now for the strikers. Machuga from Erie, Pennsylvania, 36 years old, won several doubles and team titles as an amateur, 2 PBA titles. Nice ball from Chugs.
And right now, the only difference in the match is the open frame by Brian Smith. Dallas Strikers trailing by 11. And here comes the beef for the Brooklyn Styles, Sean Rash.
Franchise player, anchor man, 6 PBA Tour titles, won this year overseas. His first international title, the Kuwaiti International Open. Rash with some work left to do.
See, Sean's playing deeper than any other player on this championship pair. That ball just comes in a little bit light. You heard him say that was close.
Oh, God.
Oh, boy. Drop that one. And an open frame for the Styles now from their anchor man. And suddenly, the Dallas Strikers have a 1-pin lead, with their anchorman Norm Duke coming to the approach as Sean just let that one fly. Norm Duke, Hall of Famer. Not one of Norm's best efforts, but you don't see too many like that from Duke, even at the age of 49.
I feel like that I'm one of the strongest players in the world still. I mean, in reality, I won 3 times last year. Only 2 of us did that. So when I look in the mirror, I'm proud of what I've built, and I'm proud of my physical conditioning. And I know that mentally I'm strong. And so I don't believe that I'm the weakest link on the team. Otherwise, I don't think I would be the franchise player.
Holds the career Grand Slam, 37 PBA titles, and he does convert there. So halfway through, and it is a 1-pin match. The Dallas Strikers, with help from competitor Sean Rash's open frame, and they are in the lead right now. The PBA League Elias Cup Finals are brought to you by Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance. Jack Link's Beef Jerky, feed your wild side. Barbasol, shave like a man. And by the USBC, enhancing the bowling experience for millions of bowlers. To learn more, visit us on bowl.com. Welcome back to Woodland Bowl in Indianapolis. There is the Elias Cup, named for the late PBA founder Eddie Elias. And today we're honored to have Eddie's widow Peggy here with us. At the end of today's competition, one of our 4 team finalists will be awarded that beautiful trophy. Teams have switched lanes for the second half of match number 1. Walter Ray Williams up on the right for the Brooklyn Styles here in the 6th. Walter Ray struck in the first here with
the 410 out. I'm sorry, guys.
the 10-pin.
Struck in his first shot in the first frame, now leaves a flat 10. Here's the down and in action of Walter Ray Williams Jr. Guys made a fortune throwing shots just like that, only most of the time they struck.
174 TV finals that he has been on. He's very comfortable under the bright lights.
Still for Brooklyn, Dallas leads by 1 pin, 6th frame.
Walter Ray double dipping on the senior tour as well.
And why not?
It's like stealing.
Brian Smith now. Open frame in his first. Working on a Norm Duke spare. Second time round for these players, but on a different lane, and he got it.
That's how you redeem yourself right there for Brian Smith.
I went 2-0 off this shot. 2 right with my feet.
He's telling his teammates the adjustment that he just made. He said he moved 2-0, meaning he moved his feet 2 left and kept his target the same. You see his ball entering the pocket here.
Jason Sterner now. Spare in his first ball. How did that 10-pin remain?
Well, if I knew the answer to that question, you realize how much money I would have made in my career.
You wouldn't be toying with somebody like me, I know that. His team down by 2.
Jason Sterner sporting a very clean-cut facial fescue. I like it.
A little bit like the beard sported by Brooklyn Styles owner Jesse Williams. Williams, the actor best known for his role as Dr. Jack Avery on ABC's Grey's Anatomy. And like Terrell Owens, he's not a bad bowler either. He won the Super Shootout at the 2012 edition of the Chris Paul PBA Celebrity Invitational. Emleto Monticelli up now for the Strikers. He struck his first time around in the second frame. Strikers up by 2. A double. Finally, they string something together.
Pretty good information that Brian Smith passed along to a teammate, Emleto Monticelli. This team came in with a great strategy. They know each other's games inside and out. They're veterans, and they know the exact move each player needs to make to get to the pocket.
The winner of this match takes on second-seeded Motown Muscle franchise player Mike Fagan.
Jeez.
Same story for the Styles.
And what's killing Brooklyn Styles is bad pin carry right now. A misspare in the 5th frame, and that's 5 9s in a row. Schaefer 10-pin, Rash 10-pin, Walter Ray 10-pin, Sterner 10-pin. Simonelli ringing 7.
And he nearly fell over the foul line right there. But he does convert.
Great shot, man. Great shot.
Now, what type of adjustment does Rhino Page make? He can't get any help from his teammates because they all throw it with the other hand.
9 spare for Page first time around. His team working on a double. Bad wrist and all. Rhino!
One team hits them, the other team gets them. Nice break there, rolling the 6-pin for Rhino Page. And right now, the biggest difference is the Dallas Strikers, when they hit the pocket, they strike. Brooklyn Styles have not figured out the right way to carry.
Schaefer now.
Another 10-pin. Nothing more demoralizing to an individual or a team when everybody's throwing great quality shots and nobody can knock all 10 down.
Schaefer was the one who started this 9-pin barrage. That's 6 in a row now for the Styles.
Hang on.
Look out. Another open for the Brooklyn Styles. One from Schaefer,
Rash.
one from Rash.
I hit your sticky spot.
And the third-seeded Styles in danger of being spectators. Machuga with a strike in the 4th frame. Terrell Owens on the bench for his strikers. I love to see that. No doubt about that one, Randy.
That's all she wrote. The best Brooklyn Styles can shoot 184. Dallas Strikers are already in the 2 teams.
Any bets on a ring 10? 3 to 1?
Okay.
Well, as we mentioned, 7 in a row for the Styles. Rash to try to break that streak. Yeah, he broke it. I don't know. I think it was a ring 10, though.
Yeah, with
along
company.
with a few others. Yeah.
Ring 10 with company, my friend.
And the substitute is coming in for the Brooklyn Styles. It's Tom Hess. You can substitute anytime you want in these championships. And Hess has been
What are my odds?
the supplemental pick.
3-1. Come on.
And Hess will get a little air time from Urbandale, Iowa. Only PBA title came in a major, the Masters, a couple of seasons ago. Look at that! Where have you been all season, Tom Hess? Here's how to make your franchise player feel bad.
Take that.
So now Hess gets to work overtime. Rash cannot re-enter. Why would you? Uh-oh. All right.
Thanks, bud.
Anytime.
Everyone left the 10
Come
pin.
on, guys. Oh, well.
Norm Duke's going to finish it off here for the
luck,
Dallas
Norm.
Strikers.
That was awesome, man. Took me all the way there. I loved it.
So the Strikers will take on the Motown Muscle.
6'10" of the Dallas Strikers.
Maybe they were saying boo that time. Smiles abound on the Dallas Strikers bench, the 4th seed with
Come on, T.O.
the mini upset here of the 3rd seeded Styles. But anytime you have Norm Duke on your team, it is not an upset.
I can't miss it right after he made the big split. No way. No.
Well, right now, I think Norm's teammates would like to see him throw a strike. He is the anchor bowler.
Buddy, I'm sticking on the way. It's me. Yeah.
Tube's coming over. There you go. So the Dallas Strikers with a 45-pin victory over the Brooklyn Styles, 217-172. And now the Strikers, a dangerous team with experience on the lanes, advance to meet the number 2 seeded Motown Muscle, owned by NFL great Jerome Pettis. We'll have that match when we come back. Welcome back to Indianapolis and the PBA League, the Elias Cup Finals, and the championship trophy to be awarded later today. And just a moment ago, Kimberly Presser had a chance to talk with Brooklyn Styles franchise player Sean Rash.
So, Sean, you guys made it all the way to Indianapolis, but unfortunately after this first round, you guys got to go home. But why don't you sum up for us your experience during this first PBA League inaugural season?
Well, first, it's just an honor to have Eddie Elias' name attached to this event. And, you know, he paved the way for so many people, myself, Pete, you can just name so many. But my team, we did so well in Detroit. We got here, which was the main goal. Unfortunately, a little short there. But, you know, we got many years to come. Our team's extremely talented. We work really good together, and we look forward to what, you know, this league holds for us in the future.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
So the Styles go down 217-172 to the Dallas Strikers, owned by Terrell Owens. And so Owens and his entire team now take on second-seeded Motown Muscle, owned by former NFL great Jerome Bettis. And DJ Archer leading off for the Muscle, followed by Tom Smallwood, Jesse Buss, Ronnie Russell, Mike Fagan. DJ is the supplemental pick filling in for Mike Scroggins, who can't go, suffering from plantar fasciitis.
Oh, man.
How does that 9-pin stick around?
Ball went right by it. Welcome to the big leagues. And there's Mike Scroggins. You know, he's got to be in a lot of pain not to be able to go. And DJ Archer comes in, throws a really nice shot, and leaves a solid 9. Last week, Mike Scroggins even had to withdraw from the Tournament of Champions.
So the Motown Muscle open with a spare, and that's just fine with the teammates. Franchise player Mike Fagan giving the high 5. Now Brian Smith with the Dallas Strikers, who went open frame strike in their first match victory over the Styles.
Same lineup. Remember last game they started on the right lane. They're going to start this game on the right lane. Should have a pretty good blueprint how this pair is playing.
Wow.
Bad shot.
Okay. He said, wow, and you knew that was trouble right out of the hand. Smith with almost $500,000 in PBA earnings, 1 title. It was a major, the Masters, USBC Masters in 2003. Smith converts.
Wow. That one.
And here's Tom Smallwood, 35 years old, 1 tour title, also a major from Saginaw, Michigan.
Very unique style and setup here as he actually licks his wrist, puts his thumb in it, and then lays the bowling ball on his forearm.
He almost looks like a two-handed bowler as he is on the approach, but whatever he's doing is working.
I mean, he is a two-handed bowler for pretty much most of his approach, isn't he?
It certainly seems that way.
Thumb down, but
I don't think it'll be that much of a reach to make the transference, but I doubt that'll happen. Here's Monticelli.
I looked up fitness in the dictionary. There was a picture of Amleto.
2 strikes in his opening match.
Hello.
He's living right.
I didn't try to do that.
It's good, clean living there.
When you move 2 and 1, you're walking right into their secondary charge.
This ball hits the lane and starts going left. Nice trip, 6-10 late. Amleto will take that.
Absolutely. So 3 balls, 3 strikes for Amleto. Here's Jesse Buss for the Motown Muscle. Buss from Belvedere, Illinois.
Nicknamed the Body.
Another Wichita State bowler. No PBA wins yet.
I got a serious man crush on this guy. Throws the ball really good. He's in the kind of shape you and I would dream of being in. He's got tunnels for veins in his forearm. I like this kid. He's a nice kid, too.
Well, you're not the only one. Muscle franchise player Mike Fagan is quite a fan, too.
Jesse is just the athlete, man. I mean, he's only good at bowling because it's a sport. You know, he's just good at everything. So throws the ball phenomenal, and he's just another guy waiting to break out. And I think if I can help him out a little bit with his game and moving forward, you know, he's just going to take his game to the next level.
28 years old, 4th round pick of Mike Fagan, 28th overall in the PBA League draft.
Did you mention he was from Wichita State?
Did indeed.
Come on.
Spare for Buss following Smallwood's strike. The Strikers working on a strike as well. Here's the injured Rhino Page, who went spare strike in the first match against Brooklyn. Rhino gutting it out with that injured left wrist. He's a player.
Well, you can see why. Look how stretched out his fingers are.
He's bringing it.
That's not what I would call a relaxed fingertip grip.
A double for the Strikers.
Way to take advantage of Amletto's Brooklyn.
The Indianapolis Colt cheerleaders doing their job, keeping things lively down there on the approach. Ronnie Russell coming off his first win in the PBA after 10 years and 142 tournaments. Won the Brunswick Euro Challenge in Germany. 33 years old. From Indiana. Yeah.
Great shot.
Home state boy.
Yeah, it was nice to see Ronnie finally capture his first PBA title, albeit away from home, but it got him into the Tournament of Champions last week. He got to bowl in front of the home crowd here.
Now Chugs for the Strikers. Mike Machuga. Couple of strikes for him also in their victory.
Boy, what a great run he had at the Masters about a month ago.
So compact. Can he get the kick? I don't know. Is it a kick if one pin falls on another technically?
Kick, trip,
a tumble. Easy pickings for Mike Machuga.
Awesome, man. You know that.
I never had a cheerleader when I was bowling. And I still don't.
Fifth frame, Dallas Strikers lead by
Muscle down by 9. Here is franchise player Mike Fagan from Dallas, Texas, 4 PBA titles, won the USBC Masters last season. One of the Player of the Year candidates last season, finished 3rd in earnings, 2nd in average, 3rd in points.
Left lane, we need to re-rack. There we go.
The Motown Muscle down by 9. Need their anchor man to come through.
And take the lead right here with a strike by their anchor bowler.
So smooth and loose on the lane. And that's what a franchise player does. A double for the Muscle.
Sorry, Lon, lots up for grabs here. $75,000 to the winning team. And Mike Fagan just helped the Motown Muscle take the lead.
And that brings Norm Duke to the line for the Dallas Strikers. Down by 1 right now.
Dallas Strikers trying to play the lanes really straight and really direct, while the Muscle are actually in and hooking it.
Ah. Doesn't like it.
He's had problems with the approaches throughout this match. He's complained about sticking. He complained about sticking last game. There it is right there. You can see how that
stutter,
shoe kind of catches itself. And
couple of spares in a row for the Strikers, who find themselves down by 3 pins to the Motown Muscle. One of these teams will move on to the championship matches against the New York City WTT KingPins. Back with the back half of this match in just a moment. The Elias Cup up for grabs today. One of our 3 remaining teams will be holding that aloft by the end of these matches. And right now, Motown Muscle up by 3 halfway through in their match against the Strikers. A Muscle owned by NFL great Jerome Bettis, 13-year NFL career, 6-time Pro Bowl selection. course, has a Super Bowl ring and ranks 6th all-time in NFL rushing yards with over 13,000. All right, beginning the back half of this match, the muscle on the line. DJ Archer filling in for the injured Mike Scroggins. Archer with a spare in his first. Ten-pin.
And isn't it apropos that the Motown Muscle would have a player on their team with the last name of Bus?
That's true. That's right. Of course, Jerome Bettis' nickname was the Bus when he was in the NFL.
DJ Archer's ball hit like a bus, only to leave a ringing 10. There's Jesse Bus.
He weighs about a third of what the original Bus.
He weighs like as much as Jerome's right leg.
Archer dances his way to a spare.
DJ showing some serious agility here as he comes to a screeching halt. Gets a little airborne. Great balance for a big man. The only thing missing there is the 2-2, because that was a serious ballet step there.
Brian Smith now. His team down by 2. Working on a spare. Light on the headpin.
I mean, it looks like the better reaction is coming from the Motown Muscle. Their players are trying to open the oil pattern up. The oil pattern obviously has changed somewhat since the first game with all the action. Oil goes through transitions, the lanes transition, the lanes break down, the players move in. But Dallas isn't doing that. They're still trying to attack this oil pattern very straight.
Smallwood now. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Sounds like a baseball game you're calling.
Motown Muscle. Smallwood's team up by 3 right now. Very tight match for the right to meet the top-seeded Kingpins. Wow.
Baby.
It tracked the entire way.
They have hit the pocket flush every ball. Right now, the Dallas Strikers are in trouble. Amletto threw a pretty good shot last time on this left lane. Went dead flush for a strike. Dallas needs to start striking, and they need to start striking now.
Monticelli has been striking from both sides of that head pin throughout the league. He's not picky.
Amletto really the only player opening the lanes up on that Dallas team. They need to start doing a little bit more of that. It's only a 3-pin match, but the reaction and the way that the Motown Muscle are playing this oil pattern, to me, gives them an advantage.
Each team working on a strike. Monticelli with 4 attempts, 4 strikes. Jesse Buss now. He won the Midwest Regional Stars and Stripes Open. What was special about that to him, that his late father won that same tournament in the mid-90s. A very emotional moment for him. 10-pin.
Holy cow. Pin carry killing the Muscle, otherwise they'd be up by 50.
Watch the 10-pin.
The roll on this ball. Goes to a plastic spare ball, moves left. Plastic ball so that it doesn't grip the lane surface. You can throw it on a straight line right at the 10-pin.
Did he tick the
Yes.
the ball return there just on his when? You could hear it.
Yeah, he got a piece of the ball return. Resets himself. Flexes for you. Shows you a little bit of the python.
Cleaned it up. So the Muscle just been able to string 2 strikes together, same as the strikers, which is why it's a 3-pin match right now. Rhino Page's team from Dallas down by 3. Page with a strike in his 3rd frame.
Can't capitalize on the strike set up by Amleto Monicelli in the 7th frame. Rhino Page goes through the nose. This ball just overhooks down the lane and crosses over.
It's amazing Rhino has any feel at all with the damage to that wrist.
And his wrist in a cast. I mean, it looks like he's got a cast on.
Letting it fly.
Hi, boys. Pick me up.
Time for the teammates to pick him up.
Is that bad?
Ronnie Russell now for the Motown Muscle. Trying to put some daylight between them and the strikers here now. Russell struck in the 4th. 3-6-10.
And with a spare, we have a tie game. Just a little too tight on that lane, didn't give it enough room. A big high backswing, just straight up and down, vertical. Lots of power and revolutions, but didn't give himself enough room there. Needs to make the 3-6-10 to stay even.
Big moment for Russell and his team. He converts.
And everybody's sticking on that right
They
lane.
really are.
And it just looks like only when they're shooting spares on the left side of that approach. Norm Duke had a little bit of trouble on a strike ball in that lane. Watch this. There we go. Little hop. And tiptoe. Don't foul. Thumbs up to the cameraman, Charles.
Charles right on the line. We've got an official check on the line, but Charles is right on the line. And Ronnie says, did I foul? No, you're good. You're good. Mike Machuga now. Machuga spared in the 4th, working on Rhino Page's spare in the 8th.
Well, they can strike out now 9th and 10th and steal this game away from Motown Muscle, but it's got to start right here with Mike Machuga.
Dead even here, and the striker's 9th. Machuga is the man of the moment.
He sets up the 10th frame for their anchor bowler, Norm Duke. Exactly what his teammates wanted from him. What a great shot this is. Still staying with that outside line. What a great touch, and just shreds the rack. Uses the angle to his advantage, slaps it off, and says, all right, Norm, it's all yours now.
Like a great setter in volleyball. You just put it up there. Now it's time for Norm Duke to knock it down when he gets his turn. Mike Fagan had a big strike in the 5th for his club, and now he needs it again here in the 10th. So smooth.
If Mike Fagan goes spare on the next shot, Norm Duke gets up and goes spare strike, we have a tie.
So there you see the story, all even right now. Fagan trying to pull some confidence from that strike he just threw. This is why he put himself in that position. You want to be the man. You want to have an opportunity. And his team has given him just that. Fagan with the double in the 10th.
Right, baby. Hold up.
Great shot by Mike Fagan. That's what you want your anchor bowler to do. That's why you put him in the anchor position. The guy that wants the ball with 3 seconds left to take the last shot. Mike Fagan, with one more strike here, will force Norm Duke to throw 2 strikes in the 10th frame.
Fagan with the biggest of 10th frames.
Start match. Just start match.
Duke needs a double. He needs a double and 1.
So Dallas Strikers franchise player, anchor bowler, Hall of Famer, Norm Duke. It is time to show your stuff. The tension palpable on the Strikers bench. Terrell Owens, far left, their team owner. He needs it now. And that will do it. Norm Duke leaves the split. He can't come through. And the number 2 seeded Motown Muscle will move on to meet the top seeded Kingpins. That's the position you want to put yourself in, Randy.
Absolutely. Norm Duke got that ball in just a little bit, and there was no way it was going to hold pocket. And they're done.
Nice bowling, guys. Hey, that was...
So we have our 2 teams for the 2-game total pinfall championship match. Thanks to Mike Fagan's 3 strikes in the 10th, the Motown Muscle will take on Pete Weber and the rest of Billie Jean King's New York City WTT Kingpins next. The PBA League Elias Cup finals are brought to you by Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance. Jack Link's Beef Jerky, feed your wild side. Barbasol, shave like a man. And by the USBC, enhancing the bowling experience for millions of bowlers. To learn more, visit us on bowl.com. We are ready for our championship matches. The number 2 Motown Muscle taking on the number 1 seeded New York City WTT Kingpins. And I say matches because we will roll 2 games here. Total pinfall. The highest count will take the Elias Cup today. Let's go down to Kimberly now with Billie Jean King.
Thanks, Lon. So, Billie Jean, I know that you've kept in constant contact with your team throughout this season, but this is the first time that you're going to see them bowl live, and they're sitting in a number 1 position. Are you excited?
I'm so excited to finally be here in person because, you know, when you email back and forth, you start to get the feel of them as a human being, and then you get to actually meet them. But like we talked about before, seedings don't matter anymore. Today, it's like you got to win. Seedings are nice in a way, but it's teeing them up. But you got to finish.
That's right. And you know what? You've competed a lot throughout your years, but did you give these guys any words of wisdom starting today?
Well, not really. We just were out there, but the only thing I said to them, because we did the fist pump, and, you know, Weber winning his 10th major last week was just unbelievable. But, I mean, he's a franchise player, man. I'm just saying, 1 ball at a time, let's go, let's go. And we just did the, you know, pump, you know, here we go.
All right, well, here we go.
They're the pros, baby.
She knows how to win. 39 Grand Slam singles, doubles, and mixed doubles tennis titles, including a record 20 titles at Wimbledon. We're so happy to have her be a part of the PBA League. World Team Tennis founder of the Women's Tennis Association. Of course, a great match in 73, defeating Bobby Riggs, 09 recipient of the Presidential Medal of Freedom. And as we mentioned, it's a 2-game finale. The highest total pinfall will win and take the Elias Cup.
Now, do I get a chance to say something about Billie Jean King as you take a look at her lineup. TJ leading off, Jack Jurek, John Zerbinski, Scott Norton, and who would have thunk you'd have Pete Weber bowling anchor. But I am in awe of Billie Jean King. I think she is just absolutely awesome.
Tommy Jones. Not the open that they wanted.
It's a pretty blue, though. It's a nice blue shirt.
Talking about total pinfall, it was the Motown Muscle who had the top pinfall of the final 4 teams of the whole league. Over 40 games, over 9,200.
Some more approach trouble. You would think that the players would kind of iron that out in practice, but nerves make you do strange things, and Tommy, he sticks a little bit here. You see it right there. Causes him to pull the shot, and he misses the 3-6-10. It is a 2-game total pinfall, so no need to panic just yet.
DJ Archer for the Muscle. Wow. And we're on our way to 2 open frames here in the first match of the finale.
And another player to look down at the approach after he lets go of it. Very unusual style for DJ Archer as he kind of hops through that 3rd and 4th step before he gets into the slide.
Well, this is not impossible, but a lot of players having trouble hitting their mark. He needs to be precise here. Look at this.
Pretty good stuff there.
What a boost to the Motown Muscle. Archer converting the split.
Just how you draw it up. There's that little hop again.
Jack Jurek.
He liked it.
Jack Jurek now from New York, 27 years on tour. Trying to pick up his teammate Tommy Jones, who left it open frame, and Jurek does just that.
Nice shot by Jack. Billie Jean approves. There's some knuckles. She's fired up, man. That's awesome. Jack's been out here a long time. 49 years old. Shreds the rack. And take a look at Billie Jean's reaction.
She's into it. Kelly Kulik next to her. Supplemental pick of Motown, then traded to the KingPins. A little high for Tom Smallwood, who's been so solid in the first couple of matches.
It's one back behind Scruggs.
Retrieving the spare ball.
Muscle up by 10. As TJ uncharacteristically put his KingPins in an early hole. That open frame in the first. Smallwood tilts and converts.
I was laughing.
It wasn't a bad shot.
No, it just jumped. It read down lane where it wasn't early.
Going 3rd for the KingPins, John Zerbinski.
Here's John Zerbinski for the KingPins, 25 years old, another graduate of that bowling champion College of Wichita State. Still looking for his first win, but he's been a solid performer for this team.
It's like a Play-Doh factory over there in Wichita State. They just keep pumping out really good bowlers. Uh-oh.
This is trouble.
Uh-oh. And looking to dig themselves an early hole here. Guy's a good player. He bowled phenomenally for them in Detroit. This one going light, leaving the 2-8-10. I've only made the 2-8-10 like 3 times in my life.
So another open frame, 2 out of 3 for the KingPins.
Quickly down by 22 after 3 frames, even though it's a 2-game total pinfall.
And they will switch lanes after 5 frames of each of the 2 games.
Hey, Lon, look who's up for the Muscle.
There's your guy.
Yeah, Jesse Buss. Guess what he's got for you? 2 tickets to the gun show.
The Muscle up by 22.
Oh! Gave it a little nudge, but it wouldn't go down. And this ball just a pinch high, and here comes some help. And oh! If the base of that pin would have caught the 4-pin, it would have gone down.
So Bus now, a little cleanup work. Keep his team ahead. A long way to go before that Elias Cup is hoisted. Smiles right now on Motown's face. Now Scott Norton.
I did a 2-1.
Norton's having a very good PBA season, Randy.
2-time winner this season. But hey, if the bowling thing doesn't work out for him, he's an attorney.
Double wood for Norton. And the Kingpins coming out pretty cold. Norton trying to clean up, and he does indeed.
And then the next, like, all right, come on. Took it out of there? Come on, pick me up. I didn't. He's going for it. I'm going for it. That wasn't an easy spare.
The differential remains 21 as Ronnie Russell takes to the line for the Muscle from Marion, Indiana. And a strike for Russell, the first of the match for Motown.
That was very good.
Up comes Pete Weber now for the Kingpins, and his team owner has made no secret about how she feels about her franchise player.
For the Kingpins.
Oh, I love Pete Weber. He's my kind of guy. Passionate, cares, he's a winner, he's edgy. It's good. It's great for the sport because you always need that type of person. I love him. I think he wants to win, you know, and I love guys who want to win.
He chose this oil pattern, the Mark Roth pattern, he said, because it's difficult, but it gets easier when it breaks down. And since they're the last ones to bowl, he wants it easy. Everything is easy for Pete Weber.
Come on now. Come on. Work hard. Work hard.
It's like a fine wine. Just keeps getting better and better with age.
So 2 strikes in the first 5 frames for the Kingpins, along with 2 open frames, and now Mike Fagan, who carried his team into these finals by striking out in the 10th in the semifinal match against the Dallas Strikers.
He hasn't missed yet, and this is a big shot because he can increase the lead halfway through this first game to 31 pins.
Fagan is dead on, just as you would expect. So Motown Muscle with the double halfway through this first match. Total pinfall is going to decide the Elias Cup. We'll be back with the second half of match number 1 of the finale after this. Welcome back. Head over to PBA.com to check out the brand new PBA League t-shirts. 8 different t-shirts represent the 8 teams in the newly formed PBA League. Other officially licensed PBA merchandise available at the online store include hats, polos, hoodies, and more. Simply click the shop tab at PBA.com to get started. All right, it's a 2-game finale match between the Muscle and the Kingpins. We're 1 quarter through the action. The Kingpins down by 31 to the Motown Muscle. The Kingpins coming in as the top seed. So we start the lineup over on the other lane. Tommy Jones opened up in his first. See the serious faces of his teammates behind him, and they will try to get a read on what this ball does out of Tommy Jones' hand.
Whoa. They needed that hit too. Bad break, almost a terrible break until the 10-pin went down late. Watch this ball shred the rack. Remember last week when Tommy Jones left a pocket 410, but they needed a strike there to cut into the deficit.
The uphill climb for the Kingpins getting steeper. Look out.
Tommy, come on, really?
Open.
You missed 2 spares in a row.
Well, you won't see this happen very often from Tommy Jones, missing the 3-6-10 in the first frame and then backs it up by whiffing the 7-pin.
Tough sledding for the WTT Kingpins. Now back to DJ Archer of the Muscle. He split in the first and then converted. And he's going to have to do it again. This is a 2-game match, remember. That's about the best gift that the Motown Muscle could give the Kingpins right now.
DJ's going to get the ball over into this area here, throw the 3-pin into the 4-7. The ball will take out the 6-10.
So you could throw just kind of a right edge 3-6-10 conversion. That's not what he does.
Maybe a little light of that.
Yeah. So Archer opens back.
Yeah, I thought they were really good.
So Tommy Jones off the hook somewhat. As Jack Jurek now comes to the line for the Kingpins. Jurek with a strike in his frame. First half. 2-time Steve Nagy PBA Sportsmanship Award winner.
No die in this game. No die.
10 in the pit.
Come on.
Jack Jurek, perfect. Needs to get his teammates in gear and make this real close with one more game to go.
Maybe Fagan just told his team, all right, all we have to do is match what the Kingpins do every frame and we'll win. Which DJ Archer did, unfortunately.
Yeah. Not sure that was part of the game plan, Lon.
I don't think so. Tom Smallwood now. Oh, yeah, that was good from the moment it left his hand.
Play the same as that lane. Yeah, that's one.
Oh, almost a two-handed style. He does put his thumb in it, but not very far. And, boy, he can sure roll the bowling ball, and he rolled the 10-pin nicely there.
Smallwood doing his job. Kingpins now down 24. Zerbinski. He opened up in the third.
Oh, that's a little better, baby.
Yeah,
that was better. Yeah.
That's the way to throw it. Go, baby.
Maybe that's what this team needs to get them fired up and back into this match, as John Zerbinski throws a beautiful shot here.
Oh, that's a little better, baby. Yeah. That was better. Yeah.
That's the way to throw it.
It's good stuff.
Now the heat turned on Jesse Buss.
If he could talk right now, you know what he'd say to you, Lon?
Tell me.
I must break you.
He must break the pins is what he needs to keep the Muscle ahead. That was the last thing they needed.
Oh my, as this match turned around in a hurry. And they were an open frame and one more strike from the Kingpins away from relinquishing their lead. You see he moves into the center part of the lane, but probably didn't anticipate that much breakdown or that much hook. It looked like he threw it pretty good. Plus, I don't want to say he threw a bad shot and have him mad at me.
Is the attack similar to what Archer needed?
Yes.
Maybe cut it a little thinner. That's a shot.
Try. Yeah, it was the exact same attempt. The only thing that was missing was the 10-pin.
Every time I like to hit splits.
Pretty good shot here, but he catches too much of the 3-pin, and he doesn't cut it enough to take out the 4. Scott Norton now needs to step up and strike, and the KingPins will take the lead.
Big moment for Scott Norton and the KingPins, but this man knows how to come through in the clutch. Can he do it here? Yes, he can!
Wow, did this match turn around in just a couple of frames when it looked like the Motown Muscle were going to run away and hide in game 1. Jack Jurek, John Zerbinski, and Scott Norton throw 3 in a row to take the lead for the KingPins for the first time in this match.
That has been the key to the KingPins' success. If you go back and look at the scores, they have been the most successful team at stringing strikes together. That's how they earned the #1 seed, and that's how they have the muscle looking over their shoulder. But Ronnie Russell has something to say about that.
Ronnie Russell looking solid today. A couple of strikes for him in this game.
Moved 2 left where I was over there, and I just got away from it all.
He just told Mike Fagan the move. He said, I moved 2 left and got away from all the traffic.
That's right.
And look at that scoreboard now. Top-seeded KingPins with an 8-pin advantage. Recent major champion, his 10th of his career, Pete Weber on the approach. A timeless form.
That's right.
Timeless results. 4 in a row for the KingPins.
I'm not sure if Billie Jean King knows how to keep score, but I guarantee you one thing, she knows the strikes a lot better than anything else. Right now, she is fired up for her team.
Not taking anything for granted. Far from over. We've got a whole nother game to bowl to decide the Elias Cup. But what a reversal of fortunes so far.
That one!
I think he willed those down.
Well, nothing he does surprises me anymore. Got it in a little bit. The pins cooperated. Trips the 4-7-10 out.
Carry.
There it is. 4-7-10 goes last. And what a huge hit. Little chop from Pete. Some high fives. And now he's looking to throw another strike here on his fill shot to shoot 204.
3 open frames in the first 6. And then they close with 5 straight strikes and an 8 count. 202 for the KingPins. So that's their mark. And they'll take that with them into the final game. Fagan would love to do here what he did against the Dallas Strikers. 3 in a row here in the 10th. Working on a strike from Russell. Pin count is critical.
Fagan hasn't missed today. He's bowled brilliantly. He's kept his team in it. He can cut the deficit to 6 pins if he strikes out. And that would be a moral victory in itself. Remember at the top of the show we talked about positioning your teammates appropriately and making sure that your anchor player is the strength of your lineup.
And it's judging how everyone's bowling on that certain day as well. Fagan felt comfortable on the pattern, on the lanes, and it's paying off. They need more from him. Not that time.
It's going to be a 20-pin lead going in to game 2 for the KingPins.
You spot the #1 seed, 20 pins, and you make it very difficult on yourself. The Muscle had their opportunities. but they were the top pinfall team in the league, so they are not done. And Fagan was going for broke there.
Second half.
Closes with an 8 count, a 181, a 21 pin advantage for the New York City WTT KingPins, led by Billie Jean King on site. And we'll be back with the last game to decide the Elias Cup. Welcome back to Indianapolis Woodland Bowl. We are halfway through our final match format. 2-game total pinfall will decide the championship of this inaugural PBA League. The Motown Muscle find themselves down by 21. DJ Archer will again be the leadoff man. Then Jesse Buss and Tom Smallwood switch positions, followed by Ronnie Russell and anchorman and franchise player Mike Fagan. Scores will start from scratch, but the pin differential you will see reflect what happened in the first game. And DJ Archer gets the Motown Muscle off on the fast track.
And that's a good start. It's exactly what you want your leadoff bowler to do, is get your team fired up and get you right back in it, especially when you're trailing by 21 pins. Now, Tommy Jones going for his first mark.
2 open frames. They have the same lineup: Jones, Jurek, Zerbinski, Norton, and Pete Weber.
What a comeback from the last in the last game, trailing pretty much the whole match until the 6th frame when Jack Jurek got him started.
Tommy looking at his 3rd straight open frame.
Well,
that was pretty good there.
Sometimes you're the bug, and
If I get 2
sometimes
here, I still raise my average.
sometimes you're the windshield. And right now,
Sabs, don't watch the foul line with your good eye.
Tommy Jones has got nothing good going for him.
Looking to converge. In close, but another open. Well, and the Muscle could not take full advantage of that.
Y'all can scoot there. That one.
The first and second time it happened. But TJ had some great backup from his teammates, who then threw 5 straight strikes after his second open. Jesse Buss now in the number 2 hole. Kelly Kulik sitting next to the team owner, Billie Jean King. Kelly, the alternate for this team, could be inserted at any time if needed. And 2 for 2 go the Muscle here in game number 2.
And we're all tied up now. That 21 pin deficit gone in just 2 shots.
So we start from scratch. It's a sprint from here on out for the Elias Cup. Jack Jurek now for the KingPins. Jurek with 2 strikes in the last game. Trouble.
Right under Tommy. Oh, baby, I'm screwed. Come on.
You can see just how quickly things can turn around with an open frame and a couple of strikes by the opposing team.
Ooh. It hung on.
This match is even.
Great shot.
Good one.
Now, Tom Smallwood in the 3 hole for Fagan's Motown Muscle. Working on a double. Archer and Buss opening with strikes. And we are even right now. Oh, wow. That did everything but strike, Randy.
Yeah, it was a great shot that Smallwood threw. He made the right adjustment, and he trusted it and physically threw it great. Unfortunately, the 10-pin stands.
Well, the unpredictable nature of this finale really setting up a tremendous finish.
A lot on the line. The inaugural Elias Cup, $75,000 to the winning team. Bragging rights.
John Zerbinski now in the third for the Kingpins, who took 3 of 4 from Motown during the regular season of the PBA League. Has somebody checked that 10-pin to make sure it's not actually nailed down?
Yeah, some days it seems like it is. With a spare here, we're going to be back to all even with 7 frames to go. This doesn't get any better than this. Tight matches and seesaw battles.
Woo, got lucky.
Open spare for the Kingpins.
Oh, man. Hit that ball return. I was like, God, do I stop? No, just look at your target and throw it there.
Now Ronnie Russell, still the afterglow of his first PBA win. Happened in Germany a short time ago. We're all even here as Russell opens the 4th. What a time for Russell to come up big.
He's been solid throughout this televised match for his team. Ronnie's thrown a lot of great strikes. In fact, he's thrown all but 1 strike. He's looked really solid, and probably a lot of that coming from the confidence he now has after winning his first title.
And I love this league. You get big hitter after big hitter after big hitter. Scott Norton now for the Kingpins.
Yeah! Come on, guys, let's go!
Hey, Norton! He got him a strike, Norton! Nice shot here. Watch the 4-pin go to the sidewall and kick the 7 out late. Nice job. It's like, come on, boys, let's go.
Exactly what we were expecting from the 1 and 2 seeds. Fagan now, anchorman for the Muscle. He has been brilliant.
And I'm wondering if the Kingpins are watching what's going on in that left lane, because that left lane is really starting to curve. There's going to have to be some pretty good adjustments made by that team when they move over for the second half of this match. If not, they're going to see a lot of balls going through the nose. They're going to see a lot of bowling balls crossing over.
Fagan converts and hands the lanes over now to Pete Weber of the Kingpins. PDW at 50 years old is now eligible to bowl the PBA 50 Tour as well as the regular PBA Tour. The PBA 50 Tour kicks off this month with 2 events in Florida. The PBA 50 Pasco County's Suncoast Open from April 14th to the 17th, and the PBA 50 Sun Bowl in the Villages presented by Hammer from the 20th to the 23rd. For more information, head to pba.com. 10-pin.
Does that 10-pin not know who he is?
Isn't that true?
How dare it stand up in the face of PDW? I mean, we're going to have to take that pin out of the rack.
He needs to yell at it.
Psychoanalyze it.
Determine
exactly what its problem is.
All right, so Weber matches Fagan here in the 5th, and we are all even. 5-5 frames of bowling to decide the Elias Cup. When we come back, we'll find out who will it be, the Muscle or the KingPins. The inaugural PBA League season coming to a close. The Elias Cup will go to our champions, and right now, with 3/4 of this 2-game finale gone, we are even between the number 2 seeded Motown Muscle and number 1 seeded New York City WTT KingPins. And here comes DJ Archer for the Muscle. He struck in the first. It comes down to these 5 final frames. Archer crosses over and leaves a mini split.
Baby split on the right lane, didn't make the right move. Look how deep they are already. I mean, these players started pretty straight at around 12, just inside second arrow. Now they're into 5th, 6th arrow already.
310 for Archer, who picked up a real nice split earlier in the matches.
Oh, I might have made it. That's pretty good.
He's done a nice job.
Yeah.
He's done a really nice job filling in for the injured Mike Scroggins today.
That's pretty poor.
And now the wild card.
Tracy, say something real nice. I need a little help.
He's quite the character, too. Funny guy, DJ Archer.
And now the wild card, Tommy Jones, who is not marked in this championship finale.
I can't believe you just called him a wild card.
Well,
this guy is a major championship
3
winner,
frames,
a former
3
player
opens.
of the year. I mean, he just finished like 4th.
I'm sorry, what have you done
Last
for me
week's
lately,
tournament
Randy?
Okay, I'm with you there.
Tommy!
Snow Angel! Snow Angel!
Yes, I can bowl, he says.
What a great shot here. And he's in total disbelief. Then he lays on the ground, starts doing snow angels. The problem is he just cleaned off all the dust off the approach, and now all of his teammates are going to stick on that lane.
Well, TJ, he's hoping he gave the line for his teammates on that left lane. Jesse Buss with a strike in his second.
Yeah, baby.
Wow. Is that clutch?
Boy, he's been a nice pick for that team. He's done very well, especially today, throwing a lot of strikes for the Muscle.
Jurek now.
That lane's going to hook, Jack. Move in.
2 strikes in the opening game against the Muscle, then 9 spare in the second of this game. The best are showing their best, coming down to the wire.
That was Mungus right there, working on a strike from Tommy Jones, and the lead now increased to 12. What a great shot by the Ripper, Jack Jurek.
So the KingPins with the advantage once again by 12. Here is Tom Smallwood. Can he get it? Oh! So close.
And that was huge because they were working on a strike set up by Jesse Buss. Tom Smallwood makes a pretty good shot here. The 4-pin gets nudged, and I can't believe it didn't get tripped right there. And see the disappointment on Tom Smallwood's face. Time is running out with only 2 frames left for Motown after this spare conversion.
That was a deflating non-strike for Motown Muscle bench.
Well, the young John Zerbinski coming up now for the Kingpins. He's never been really in quite the situation like this. He's never won a tour title. It's the biggest strike of his young career.
Working on a double from Jurek and Jones. John Zerbinski. Can he keep the heat on?
Yeah! Yeah!
I'll let him answer that.
Biggest strike of his career right there.
Ronnie Russell needs to match Zerbinski now. But Muscle needs help from the Kingpins if they're going to overtake this 22-pin disadvantage. Russell knows when it's time to shine.
Well, he's done it all day long. He's just bowled brilliantly. Ronnie Russell has looked absolutely fantastic for the Muscle.
I need it anyways.
Scott Norton takes a breath, calms himself down. He has been in this position in singles already a few times this season, 2 wins. He needs to come through now for the Kingpins.
Oh my!
Where did that pin come from?
It is their destiny.
4 in a row.
How does that happen? It looked like he tripped the bucket. Watch this. Talk about some great pin carry. He catches just enough for the head pin to get the 3 pin to go down, and then there's just all kinds of action on the pin deck. Left it now in the hands of arguably one of the greatest ever throw a bowling ball, Pete Weber, but right now Mike Fagan needs to strike out to give his team a chance.
Well, Fagan has done that already today against the Brooklyn Styles. Stoic face of the Argyle assassin, they call him. His team down by 32. Dead on.
Well, it was a great adjustment that Mike Fagan made, and it was a great shot. And thankfully for the Motown Muscle, the pins cooperated that time.
Now, Fagan needs to do it again and again. You can hear a pin drop inside Woodland Bowl. Or maybe 10.
Well, it's a 12-pin deficit.
Fagan with a little smile. Like, wow, I'm pretty good.
Fagan strikes here. Weber just needs a mark. Remember, the first game was 202 to 181.
All but one from Mike Fagan. What a bowler under pressure.
Just a mark.
I have a good line to say, but I'm afraid to say it.
All right, I'll ask you this again. You can pick any bowler in the world. 1 frame, 1 mark.
Like right now, today?
Yeah.
I'll take this guy right here.
A mark to win the Elias Cup. for the New York City WTT KingPins. Can Weber do it? Yes, he can!
Yeah!
Here's why you were there, my friend.
Thank you. I'm so happy you guys won. Kelly, please.
Weber and teammates defeat the Motown Muscle.
Substitution.
Class act Weber letting Kelly Kulick throw a shot. You heard Tommy Jones say it the best. That's why you're in that position.
Winning never gets old. Kelly does it.
Well, it was one and done for Weber as they clinch the Elias Cup, but 2 more balls to be thrown, and Kelly Kulick's going to get her chance on the lane here for the KingPins.
She's been sitting a long time. Not for just one game, but for 2.
And look at her face. What have you done to me, Pete?
I know, right? It's good stuff. Letting her finish this game off.
Who needs Pete Weber?
That's why she's one of the greatest women bowlers of all time. Good stuff.
Nice bowling, gentlemen. Nice bowling.
Kelly Kulick with the strike off the bench. She's got one more throw. Does she have one more strike in her? Seven in a row for the KingPins to close it out.
Thank you so much, guys.
And the Billie Jean King New York City WTT KingPins will have a party. Pete Weber in the winner's circle again, along with his New York City WTT KingPins. We'll be back to wrap things up from Indianapolis and Woodland Bowl in just a moment. The PBA League Elias Cup Finals are brought to you by Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance. Jack Link's Beef Jerky, feed your wild side. Barbasol, shave like a man. And by the USBC, enhancing the bowling experience for millions of bowlers. To learn more, visit us on bowl.com. The KingPins are the ones dancing in the lanes now after they defeat the Motown Muscle to take the Elias Cup. Time now for the Geico Championship recap. Randy.
Well, the KingPins were trailing early in the first game of this match until Scott Norton got them going. Pete Weber followed up, and the KingPins finished with a 5-bagger to take a 21-pin lead going into Game 2. In Game 2, they fell behind early once again, but Jack Jurek got him going after a Tommy Jones strike in the 6th frame. Pete Weber finishes it off, and the KingPins throw the last 7 in a row to capture the Elias Cup.
Let's go down to Kimberly with the winners.
It was a tough fight to take this win today, but Billie Jean, your team pulled through just like you thought they would, but they had a little rough patch there at the beginning. Did you think they were going to make it?
Oh, I still thought they'd always win, but I just wanted to be here no matter what happened. I've been watching them on ESPN. I've been seeing the great chemistry and the great leadership of Weber and the LL living legend. He's got a new name now after today, and everyone here has just been fantastic, and we've had so much fun. They've been great to me with their emails, so I am so happy I could be here in person. The very first. We made history, you guys. I'm so excited.
Yes, you did. Now let's go ahead and talk to that living legend. Pete Weber, you're the franchise player. You picked this team. You guys pretty much dominated the preliminary rounds coming into this, but you were tested today.
Yeah, we pretty much dominated in Detroit and then came here, and we had a little test today, but all we needed was Tommy to throw that first strike, and then we all fed off of that, and nobody had a chance after that.
So your dad was a team bowler. What do you think he would have thought of this win today?
Me throwing the last strike or the first strike in the 10th to win. I think Dad's up there with his big smile on his face going, I'm very proud of you, son. I'm very proud.
I'm sure he is. Now, congratulations to you guys on winning the inaugural PBA League Team Championship.
The PBA season continues on ESPN this summer, Saturday, July 27th at noon Eastern, the fourth major of the season. It is the 2013 U.S. Open. Do not miss it. So an entertaining opening PBA League season comes to a close with a very tightly contested two-game finale. The Kingpins with a remarkable come-from-behind clutch victory to claim the Elias Cup and put an exclamation mark on this first season. Glad you could be here for the ride. For Kimberly Pressler, Randy Peterson, I'm Lon McCarron. Thanks to our great crew for another fine job. So long from Indianapolis.